Welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect. We have returned to the Citadel, and that's because we have finished our first story mission, which means some new things have opened up here, which we want to go and grab. We also picked up a lot of loot, and it's time to do another round of selling, and hopefully some buying, get some upgrades. But first, let's go ahead and level up. Yeah, okay, so it's been a while since we've seen Ash. Sorry about that, Ash. Let's see how the game decides to spend the points. Oy. Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like. And I kind of hope the game does this for the enemies too. It kind of spreads the points out over every talent. We definitely don't need those points there. Don't need that point. Probably don't need those points. Don't need those points. Okay, yeah, let's start with that. Let's bring immunity up to mastery. Let's get the full health benefits from soldier. And let's bring sniper rifles all the way up. Because that's the gun I want her in now all the time. And that leaves me 3 points. Adrenaline burst with some 1% damage or more damage protection. Or more health. I mean, Medical. Advanced adrenaline burst, that would mean more, basically more quicker ability to use master assassination twice. The problem is I can't, at least I don't know how to actually command her to use assassination, which is weird because if she had carnage, I could command her to use carnage and it'd be very obvious. But I'm pretty sure I've never been able to command assassination out of any squad mate, so I'm not going to worry about adrenaline burst. So okay, maximize the damage reduction for now. Okay, good. Garrus, 12 points. So we had a master damping. With him, adrenaline burst is fine. Let's go ahead and do, at least get his, boy, I don't know if I need master sabotage with him. More, 9% more damage. Oh, you know what? No, oh, sorry. That's right, he's my other sniper. Let's get him into snipers and at least get to assassination there. Alright, 2 points left. Let's get the 4% damage increase there. And then, yeah, more snipers. Okay, good. Alright, here we go.
Tin Hut!
At ease. Rear Admiral Mihailovic, 5th Fleet.
Yeah, if you try to sneak by this guy, you can't. You have to engage with him. The only way to avoid him is to simply not come back to the Citadel. After you've done your first story mission. No, I usually never do that.
Admiral, I'm on urgent business with the Citadel. Is there something you need?
Let's get one thing clear, Shepard. You might be a Spectre to the aliens, but to me, you're just another junior officer. Be respectful. I command the 63rd Scout Flotilla. You and the Normandy were slated for my unit after shakedown. Then the Council got their paws, claws, tentacles, whatever. They got them on our ship, and you.
Anya was not impressed with the paws, claws, tentacles reference. So yeah, I kind of prefer the whole renegade back and forth with this guy.
I wasn't keen on it either, but there are advantages to being above the law.
Don't let the title go to your head. No one's above the law. I don't begrudge the politician's decision to throw you to the Council. It's an opportunity. I do begrudge this over-designed piece of tin, though.
This ship saved our lives a dozen times over.
An exaggeration. I've read your reports. This experiment diverted billions from our appropriations bills. For the same price, we could have had a heavy cruiser. But no, we had to make nice to the Turians, throw money at a co-developed boondoggle. I'm here to make an inspection, Commander. Normandy is an Alliance warship. I intend to see she's up to snuff.
Normandy is an Alliance warship, but she's on loan to the Citadel. That means she's not in your chain of command.
I believe there's something wrong with my ears. Did you just contradict me?
No, sir. Just pointing out our peculiar legal situation. You're welcome to look around, but this can't be considered a formal inspection.
You've got a smart mouth, Commander. Fine. This visit will be off the record. A courtesy tour. Wait here. I won't be long. Commander, I'm not happy.
Sounds like a fairly common situation.
Commander, I suggest you secure your mouth. It's going to get you in trouble. Who designed that CIC? Putting the commander aft of everyone else is inefficient. What if he needs to discuss with the operators toward the bow?
Modified Turian style. They prefer commanders looking over their subordinates rather than in the middle of them. We wanted to see how effectively they can command with that setup.
Reasonable goal, but they should have studied that in a lab rather than on a frontline warship. I had to shake my head at that drive core of yours. 120 billion credits of element 0 to make this thing able to move without giving itself away. You realize we could make drive cores for 12,000 fighters with that money? What good is it to hide for a few hours anyway? Useless.
We can loiter in an enemy system and monitor traffic, or drop infiltration teams on enemy worlds. Normandy can be more effective than the Solarian STG.
Maybe. But that's not the job of a proper warship. We're supposed to find and kill the enemy fleet, not count how many times their garrison goes to the bathroom. And we need to talk about your crew, Commander. Krogan? Turians? What are you thinking, Commander? You can't allow alien nationals free access to Alliance equipment?
Between Saren and the Geth, we have enough enemies out here. Treating other species with suspicion and distrust won't win hearts and minds.
That assumes the hearts and minds are worth winning. That hasn't been proven yet. You have anything else to say, Commander? Any other justifications for the state of this vessel?
And this is why we needed 9 charm points to come here, because that's what's required to select this. And it's worth it because you get half again as much XP as you would otherwise, so.
I think the Normandy is a good ship, sir. Even if you disagree, you have to see that her joint construction and multiracial crew make the Alliance look better.
Your job is to look good, Commander. The Alliance navies is to win wars. I'm not convinced Normandy isn't a waste of taxpayer money, but I am convinced that you believe otherwise, and that you'll use it to its best ability. I'll be submitting a report to the Joint Military Council. It will not be as negative as I'd planned. Good hunting, Commander Shepard. Make us proud.
Oh, sweet. So yeah, it's kind of weird because if you don't have, so the goal there is to make him, want to submit a report that's less than negative, and if you can do that, he tells you so, and he walks off to your right. If you can't do that, and he's saying he's going to submit a report without saying it'll be less negative, he walks off to his to your left. I have no idea why.
A research station on Noveria has reportedly been destroyed. The exact cause is currently unknown. Given the research conducted on Noveria, many are blaming the destruction on an experiment gone awry. Administrator Anoleus currently faces criminal charges as a result of the disaster, although the nature of the charges remains unclear.
Well, isn't that interesting that he's been connected to the work we did there? My guess is he's going to plead, no, I was just the guy who, who was, trying to extort money from, with the rent thing. That's all. It was not anything more nefarious than that. Oh boy. There's some giant-looking nasty... Oops. It's not really there, is it?
Commander Shepard?
I'm trying to cope with this thing next to you. But it seems to not be there, so I'm afraid. What do you want?
Khalees had been seen in Al-Jilani, Westerland News. Would you answer a few questions for our viewers?
What sort of questions?
People back home have heard a lot of wild stories about you, Commander. I can give you the chance to set the record straight. What do you say?
So long as you understand that I may not be able to answer all questions.
I'm sure our viewers will understand. Humans have been trying to get the respect of the galactic community for 26 years. With that in mind, what are your feelings on being the first human Spectre?
We all know it should have happened years ago. I hope the Council realizes that we won't sit at the kids' table forever.
Some believe that without firm action on our part, the Council will continue to treat us like poor relations. Have you encountered any situations where the Citadel asked you to place its needs before the needs of Earth?
A very strange place here for, the fact that the Charm and Intimidate is on the right side. That usually doesn't happen. So actually, you don't need very many points in either case here. The only one that's kind of weird is this middle one where she says, Which kind of implies you're not very smart, I guess.
I think they know not to ask me to work against my own people.
I think our viewers will be glad to hear that, Commander. You've been given command of an advanced human warship for your missions. Is there anything you'd like to say about it?
This is pretty remarkable. The intimidate options agreeing with her that that the humans built this thing, even though we just heard from the Admiral there saying that it was a co-developed boondoggle. And of course, when we were last here with Garrus, he told us that what a great how working together could create something as great as the Normandy.
Actually, the Normandy was co-developed by human and Turian engineers. Its design incorporates many innovations, all of which are classified, I'm afraid.
So the Turians have knowledge of the Normandy that is being kept secret from the Alliance public? Do you think it was appropriate to hand Earth's most advanced warship over to the Citadel?
I wasn't aware it had been handed over to anyone. I'm in command, and last I checked, I'm human. Same goes for my crew.
Human, yes, but you do work for the Citadel now, Commander. Speaking of your new job, did the Council order you to sabotage human research concern on Noveria?
So this is a little strange. This question appears because we went to Noveria, obviously, but if you say there was an accident, she's like, oh, that's surprising. But if you go this way, she doesn't. I don't quite know why it's different like that, but anyway.
I made that call to save myself, my crew, and the inhabitants of Noveria, and I'd do it again.
It's gratifying to see someone who'll make tough choices to protect the lives of humans. Given your recent experiences, do you think humanity will ever get the respect it deserves from the galactic community?
This is also a little bit strange. This requires like 8 charm points. It's a pretty high value required, but it doesn't result in any paragon. Those last 2 charm options paired together result in 8 paragon, and that's all we needed. So we don't need to choose this. The only reason to choose this right now, I mean, except for that it's a good answer, is that you get a tiny little bit more XP. You get like a codex entry without there actually being any codex being added. So I don't even know where that comes from, but hey, we'll take it.
Respect's a funny thing. People always assume they deserve it. The truth is, respect is earned, and I firmly believe we can earn it.
You're an idealist, Commander, but a sincere one. I hope you're right. One last question, Commander. Rumors back home say you're tracking a rogue Spectre named Saren. Do you have any comment on that?
Yeah, so, I mean, if you pick either of these on the left, Hackett is going to give you a little scolding about the fact that they were trying to keep information about Saren's involvement there under wraps. So yeah, I mean, the best answer here is this one.
I'm afraid I can't comment on whatever my current assignment may or may not be.
Don't worry, we'll find out. The eyes of Earth are on you. Don't let us down. Thank you for your time, Commander Shepard.
So yeah, that is a multiplier 11 XP reward, which is just kind of weird. You don't see that very often. But anyway, yeah, the other 2 choices there in that last option, basically abort the interview, and it's satisfying to take that route. But the problem is if you had already taken the Paragon, where you wanted those 8 Paragon points, that's the one place in the game where they can be, you can forfeit, you can lose the points. Notice that we didn't actually see a Paragon reward. That's because that occurs later, so that's how the game gets away with that. Anyway, notice the journal popped up. That was the first time it's done that since we've started this episode. That's because the assignment we had with with Rear Admiral Mihailovic doesn't actually show up here. It's called Citadel the Snap Inspection, but it just never appears in the journal, even though you do get a nice XP reward from it. Anyway, Citadel 4th Estate is the one we just finished here. You agreed to be interviewed by a reporter. Hopefully you came off well. Of course, you don't know that until you speak to Hackett and he tells you how you did.
Celebrations are being planned for the anniversary of the end of the Rachni Wars. Many Council worlds, particularly Asari and Solarian colonies, will hold victory parades to commemorate the defeat of the invading Rachni. In a rare admission of debt, several Asari colonies have invited Krogans to be honored for the victories the uplifted Krogans made possible.
So one of the things you can do after each story mission is to come back to the embassies here, and you'll find Anderson and Udina apparently in a heated chat, even though they're not really chatting. And then you can engage with Udina, and he'll give you a little wrap-up on the assignment you just completed.
Your Noveria report raised a few eyebrows in the Council, Shepard. I don't know what's funnier, you finding a species they thought they'd wiped out 2,000 years ago, or their reaction when they found out you finished them off.
Apparently, Udina is in favor of our decision there.
The Rachni were monsters. I couldn't let them live.
I agree with you. I don't want giant telepathic insects running around in my galaxy, but you could have been more discreet. The Council keeps throwing around words like genocide. I have to go calm them down.
Yeah, they use that word with us too. Alright, so one thing that is a little bit unusual is if, typically after you've done a story mission, you get contacted in the galaxy map by Nasana, who we met up in that lounge up there. She did not contact us though, and that is because she doesn't want to talk to us. I mean, it's kind of strange what happened there. The reason she doesn't want to talk to us is that we already have her assignment, even though it doesn't appear that we do. It's not, I mean, it's here. You just you just couldn't tell which one it is. So yeah, and if you actually went up there and tried to talk to her, she would just say, I'm very busy right now, can't talk to you. Alright, so there's a couple people to talk to here. We did the mission there on Zawin, so Gareth is waiting to hear from us. One of the things, Daniel, you're going to find that he does occasionally is he gets the notion that there's a distinction, there's maybe a fine line at times between sounding like a dick and actually being a dick. And sometimes because he knows that difference and can use it effectively, sometimes he uses it to draw out something. You know, he knows that this is a way to bring out the best in someone. And that's going to happen here.
Any news? Did you find my brother yet?
I found your brother's body. His ship was attacked by privateers.
Willem's dead? I guess I should have expected this. When his ship dropped out of contact, I just knew. But I kept hoping he might still be alive.
This is worth 2 Paragon. This 2 Renegade.
False hope doesn't do anybody any good.
Maybe. But sometimes I think false hope is better than no hope at all. Please excuse me. I need to go make arrangements for his funeral.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the best dialogue is underneath Renegade options that you might otherwise shy away from. Guess who's here?
Commander Shepard, could I have another word with you?
I like you so much, Emily, that, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and engage you with it. Actually, the other thing you might notice is that she has changed her outfit since we last saw her. I think that is like the only, I mean, except for us in our different armors, I think she's like the only NPC that ever does that.
Hello again, Commander. I've got a proposition for you. Since you helped me get information on the crime syndicate, I've gotten a lot more backing from my publishers. I'm investigating traffic controller conditions now, and I wondered if you could help.
That seems like a step down from wide-scale corruption.
Actually, in a way, it's more important. This isn't about people getting rich. This is about safety. I've heard rumors that the space traffic controllers are overworked to a dangerous degree. I can't get into the control room, but you could. If you planted a bug inside, I could crack the story.
If you crack this story, what's likely to happen?
Ideally, there will be calls to improve working conditions by hiring more controllers and upgrading systems. The Council won't pay for improvements voluntarily. This story will provide that pressure.
What will this bug allow you to pick up?
Just audio and video. I'm not trying to tap into the traffic control system if that's what you're worried about. I just need to hear and see them in order to correlate their activity with traffic efficiency.
Everyone knows space traffic controllers are overworked. How is this news?
There's a difference between overworked and dangerous. Traffic at the Citadel has increased by 300% in the last century, but traffic controller resources haven't kept up. We already have several last-minute wave-offs per week. Do we have to wait for a full-blown disaster?
This bug you want me to plant, could it interfere with traffic signals?
Absolutely not. I made certain that the frequencies it uses won't interfere with anything.
I don't know about this one.
I can't promise anything, but I'll see what I can do. Give me the bug.
Excellent. Just place it on a terminal with a good view of the area. Thanks again for your help. In the long run, this story is going to save lives.
Getting a journal update there. Citadel planting a bug. Emily Wong has approached you again and asked you to help with her next investigation by planting a bug at the Citadel traffic control station. And so we're going to... She's asked us to go to the back of CSEC, up at that traffic control section, to plant this thing. Notice, though, unlike her request to help us, to help her with the crime syndicate, where she walked away, she didn't here. She's standing right there. She's not taken her eyes off of us yet. So she knows we haven't gone anywhere.
Hello again. Is there a problem? I'm not detecting any signals from the bug yet.
She should not be surprised by that. But notice now it's a little different here. You can actually cancel your desire to do this right down here. You can ask if you can't remember where she wanted you to put it. If you have enough intimidate, you can actually tell her that you did it already, which is really funny because she'll believe you even though you haven't moved from the spot. But I kind of like this one here where you simply say, you know what, this is not a good idea.
I'm not going to plant this bug. This isn't a good idea.
Why not? The controllers need someone to tell their story, and the public deserves to know.
Here the Paragon is one that I don't care for that much because you're basically saying, are you digging for ratings? I kind of like these two, which I think are the same.
If you publish this, controllers will just be fired and replaced. Do you want that?
No. The last thing I want is for experienced controllers to be replaced with inexperienced ones. I'll have to rethink this story. Maybe if I sell it as tough workers in a thankless job, they'd give me an interview. Here. Thanks for investigating and for new information. I'm going to talk to my publisher.
And again, we get half again as much XP for actually using the charm option there than we would have if we'd actually gone and planted the thing, which is pretty sweet. And that assignment is now complete. Planting a bug. You've convinced Emily not to publish a story about overworked space traffic controllers. Very nice. Alright, and he's over there still waiting for us, but we have not yet done what he's asked us to do, so can't do that yet. Alright, let's continue. Let's head over to the ward's access corridor. Yeah, my guess is when this game first came out, there were a lot of spacers who played this game who never had any idea that there was a spacer-specific assignment waiting for them. And that's because who would go into the ward's access corridor except by accident?
Do you feel that your training in the human military prepared you well for your duties, Gunnery Chief?
Trying to take down a rogue Spectre and his army of synthetics? No, they didn't cover this in basic.
I swear, that those improved textures mod really make you sparkle, Glarus. Wow. Alright, indeed, there is a new person here.
Hey, you're that Shepherd kid.
What on earth are you wearing? What? Is that like a backpack or is that really like embedded in your armor? What kind of...
Come on, just talk to me a minute.
I mean, that's gotta be really uncomfortable to sit down with, right? Damn.
You don't remember me, do you?
Yeah, he has a little bit of dialogue, just like Shorban did up in the tower.
Hey, been a long time, huh?
I'm sorry. Do we know each other?
Well, I guess you don't remember me. Lieutenant Zabaleta, I worked with your mother. We served on the carrier Einstein. Well, that was 12, 13 years back, though. You were just a kid then.
I guess you're not in the service anymore, huh?
You're retired, yeah. You know how it is. Times are tough for vets. They always are.
I didn't see her much that tour. The ship was on patrol most of the time.
Hey, call your mom up and ask. She'd remember old Zabaleta. She'd vouch for me. Look, I need a favor. I'm kind of short on money these days. I hate hitting you up for money, but a man's gotta eat, right? So, could you spare something? Maybe 20 credits.
I actually tried in this mission to see what would happen if you actually arrived here without 20 credits, which is really hard to do without cheating. And indeed, this option up here does not appear at all, and this option appears without a lie, the lie prefix. So that's the only thing you really can do is say, I'm sorry, I don't have it.
20 isn't enough to get you back on your feet, is it?
No. I'll just get a meal, you know.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
You're a good kid, you know that? Thanks. You ever want to come by and talk, I'll be here. Huh? Can't afford a ticket home, right?
And we get a new journal update there. We did indeed lose 20 credits, but I mean, God, who cares? You met a homeless man named Zabaleta on the Citadel. He insisted he knew your mother before asking you to give him money. If you wanted to confirm Zabaleta's story, you could easily contact your mother using the Normandy's FTL comm room. And yes, that's how you continue the assignment. You have to have a chat with your mom, which is really cool. It means mom is still alive. In fact, her name is Hannah, and it took me a while to realize that, even though the computer, the game, the subtitles identify it for you. Anyway, he did say he was here to talk.
No Batarians come here, you know. And that's good. Good.
Yeah, that's really good. I wonder if he knows that, does he know me well enough that he knew that I was kind of driven by the Batarian interest there?
You ever just sit and watch people? You can learn a lot.
That indeed is what I do quite often.
Thanks for the credits, kid.
Hey, no problem.
What do you say we head down to Cora's den after shift?
Sounds good. Some of the others are going for Novio's farewell thing.
Damn, I forgot that was today. Where's he going again?
Noveria. Apparently, they've got a huge demand for corporate security.
Noveria? Isn't that the frozen planet?
Yeah, I wouldn't go, but I guess the pay's pretty good.
Huh.
Yeah, I could tell them a lot about Noveria, but they never ask me anything. Anyway, moving on. Oh, sharp ferns.
In a further development in the Eden Prime investigation, the Council has reportedly revoked the Spectre status of one of its operatives. While the unnamed operative has not yet been apprehended, a Council spokesman confirmed that corrective actions had been taken.
Huh, I wonder who that would be. Alright, time to sell all our stuff. Alright, and that gives us some money to buy this. And it's actually a little cheaper now that we got our charm up past 8, or up to 8. So pretty sweet. Alright. Oh, and I just saw that disappear. That allows us to carry 10 metagel. Probably don't need it, but that's cheap here too. Thanks to our charm discount and her 15% discount. Alright, let's go ahead and put that beauty on me. Medical Exoskeleton. So I get a 14% cooldown reduction on all powers from the kinetic buffer. Now this just gives me 1% additional cooldown, and I'm going to lose the 14 shields, big deal, and the 14% kinetic, what is it called, mobile accuracy, which I'm going to miss, but in exchange for 3.5 more health per second, yeah, I'll take that. Okay, very nice. Alright, we're in the financial district where there's a couple people over here chatting. We haven't seen these before.
I'm telling you, this is not what Jake would want.
Who are you to tell me what my husband would want?
I'm the only person making sense right now. You're endangering your baby.
This baby is the only thing I have left of Jake.
Uh-oh. Yeah, we're just gonna step right in the middle of this. That's a great idea.
I don't care what you think, Michael. It's my decision.
I know you're hurting, Rebecca, but don't let your grief hurt your baby too.
Can I help you with anything?
Perhaps you can talk some sense into her.
I don't need anyone to talk sense into me, Michael. I'm not undergoing the treatments.
My sister-in-law here is pregnant, and she's refused to let the baby undergo gene therapy in utero.
I'm certain that she has a good reason. I'd like to hear both sides.
My husband Jacob died from a rare heart condition several months ago.
There's a chance that the baby could develop the same heart condition, but routine gene therapy can eliminate it.
A very small chance, Michael. And extranet reports say the therapy could harm the child.
It's less dangerous than the genetic enhancements that every soldier in the Alliance receives.
What are the chances that your child will develop the heart condition?
According to the doctors, there's a 1 in 50 chance. And if my baby develops the condition, medical treatments are available.
Which are nowhere near as effective as simply getting the gene therapy.
What are the chances that gene therapy could hurt the baby?
1 in 300 at most.
But extranet articles say there could still be long-term complications we don't know about. Don't you understand? If my baby is that 1 in 300, I will always wonder if I killed my baby for nothing.
Well, I mean, it's nice that you have this. Okay, never mind. I'm backing away from this. I've never actually taken that option, I don't think. If she had said that Wikipedia told her that there could be long-term complications, then I'm not even sure I would trust her with that. I mean, because that's the encyclopedia anyone can edit. And by this point, no, people have given up on keeping that thing safe, right? But she's saying extranet reports. I mean, this could be the Daily Sun she's going for, right? And reading up on. Who knows where she's getting this information from. You know, when it comes to rolling the dice, I'd take a 1 in 300 danger over 1 in 50 danger any day. But, you know what? It's still really her choice, isn't it?
It's Rebecca's child, Michael. I think you should honor her decision.
Damn it, she's not choosing. She's acting blindly out of grief.
Of course she is. So are you. Yelling at her won't bring your brother back.
How dare you? I'm trying to do what's best for the baby.
You're afraid you'll lose the baby, just like you lost your brother.
This baby is the only thing my brother... It's all I have left of him. I need to know that the baby's safe.
It's all I have left too, Michael.
I just want Jacob's child to be safe. I want to give him that much.
We will. I promise. Thank you for talking with us. I appreciate it.
I have to say, I kind of like the voice acting there. I think it feels genuine to me. Devin, my friend, tell me you've got good stuff here for me.
Commander, it is good.
Show me your items.
Oh, this...
Alright, he's got, I think, yeah, so Rex's armor is like 58 and 240 or something. 58 or 200. So it's going to have to be really, really good for me to want to take advantage of it. I mean, to spend that kind of money on it. So, no, nothing really here.
Commander.
Show me your items.
Oh, this one is...
Ooh, no. Alright, no. If this were a Rail 7, I would buy it. In practice runs, Shredder has been falling like crazy and easy to find. Rail extensions are a little tougher, but I don't want 6, I want 7, so nothing here either.
Show me your items.
Oh, this one is...
And not really surprised there. Sometimes, once in a great while, you'll find a savant sitting in the air and you're like, whoa. But not today.
Hey, Commander Shepard, it's me, Conrad Werner. Remember me?
I'm over here.
There are rumors on the extranet that you've been made the first human Spectre. That's incredible.
Right. Conrad. We talked a while back.
You remember me? Wow. Even while you're out there kicking ass, you don't forget the rest of us. That says a lot about you, Shepard. Hey, can I get your picture?
Of course it could be that you were shouting your name out to me too.
Sure. No problem.
Just hold up your gun. Perfect. Thanks again, Commander. I'm gonna hang this in my living room. My wife will love it.
Notice I was just pointing my gun at all of these people over here, and none of them went fleeing for their lives. It's like, is my reputation not yet established here as a good shot? I guess not.
Welcome back, Earth Clan. Will you be needing supplies for your return to the colonies?
Show me what you've got.
Most excellent. I am sure you will find something pleasing.
Well, that is a big cooldown bonus, but 0 duration and hardly any power. No, I'm not going to jump on that.
This isn't a proof of purchase.
It's a bank statement. It shows that I bought something from you and when I bought it.
Well, thank you for buying from me, but this still doesn't prove that you purchased that item from my store.
But I didn't buy anything else here.
How do I know that? If you don't have the proof of purchase, I can't help you.
But...
Sorry.
He keeps looking at me like, can you help me with this? Somebody, anybody? Alright. Last store. That would be a pretty good Omni tool for the Ara, but is it worth it? Maybe. Alright, for sure I'm getting this shotgun. Tempted, but I think I'm going to skip that too for a little while. But really, why am I hoarding credits? That's the saddest thing ever. In this game, with the crown of credits you get, the notion that somewhat early stages of the game that you run around with a lot of money instead of good gear, that's just silly. Alright, that finishes up what we needed to do here. Much shorter visit than that first time around.
So Garrus, any regrets about leaving CSEC?
Fighting a rogue Spectre with countless lives at stake and no regulations to get in the way? I'd say that beats CSEC.
True enough. I'd rather be fighting than trusted to somebody else.
There is going to be a Spectre pistol on the Normandy that I could have bought, but you know what, it won't take too long before we've collected enough money to go ahead and get that, so we can wait a little bit longer. Also, there was one little bit of dialogue we didn't capture the first time we came up here. And that is, if you happen to have a romanced human squad mate, they'll have a little bit extra to say right up in here.
Oh, this is quite the view, Commander. So peaceful up here. Very romantic, if you're into that sort of thing.
That's a leading statement, I think.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress. Logged. The commanding officer is aboard. XO Presley stands relieved.
Alright, I'm gonna head down real quick and put some of this gear on their respective users. Alright, so I just put the new guns we picked up, the shotgun and the sniper rifle, on Rex and Garrus, respectively. Alright, so that means we can move on to our next assignment.
Message coming in.
Oops, oh yeah, I forgot about
Patch
this.
it through.
Commander, Miss Al-Jilani's story on you just aired. She shouldn't have ambushed you like that, but you handled it pretty well.
To be honest, I thought she was full of crap.
But you were smart enough not to say that. You've got a knack for handling the press. Just wanted to let you know what the response was back home. I won't keep you any longer. Fifth Fleet out.
Yeah, you get the Charmer Intimidate, you can get a pretty happy response there from Hackett. Go ahead and peek at that reward real quick, I think, which is 8 Paragon, and no actual update, I think, on the assignment itself. Is that right? Yeah, so even though we did come off well, it doesn't really state that. Well, I didn't actually show this one. You convinced Michael to respect Rebecca's wishes concerning her unborn child. She and Michael have reconciled their differences. Alright, so we have a number of things. So we're still kind of in, I mean, there's some things that have happened because we've been to Noveria. This is something new that hasn't been there before. This is really annoying to me because if you do Noveria late, you might not even notice that this has been added. There's just a new cluster here. And just might skip it altogether. The reason I'm annoyed is that there's no assignment that actually would bring us there. It tells us to go there. This happens too with Pharos, that you get a new cluster, but at least you get an assignment that tells you to go there. So, I mean, they'd handled that one right, but anyway, I kind of want to do this 2-hop over to Hades Gambit because there was a system there we didn't go to before, and it's this one here. And this is where we're going to finally start the work on that Helena Blake asked us to do, to eliminate the crime lords. Alright, a new system to explore. Let's start with Jartar. Jartar is a terrestrial world with a trace atmosphere of krypton and xenon. The surface is hot and mainly composed of unremarkable silicates. Occasional deposits of aluminum, magnesium, and other light metals can be found. Jartar is noted for the discovery of the Leviathan of Dis, the apparent corpse of a genetically engineered living starship. The Leviathan was found in the bottom of a crater by a Batarian survey team and estimated to be nearly 1 billion years old. It disappeared after a visit to the system by a Batarian dreadnought 20 years ago. Since then, the Batarians have steadfastly denied that the Leviathan existed at all, and all the more vociferously when shown recordings of the corpse made by Solarian researchers. I absolutely love this description. Genetically engineered living starship. I mean, this harkens to Star Trek episode, I think it was called The Tin Man, where this really telepathic guy was really in pain because he could hear just about every thought, quite distant around him, and being inside this machine basically allowed him to just be in communion with that machine alone. Pretty nifty premise, I thought. Don't think that's related to this, but it's something I do think about. Anyway, 1 billion years old, I mean, come on, huh? I mean, there's radiation everywhere on the universe, right? I mean, it should be dust by 1 billion years, but I don't know. Anyway, nothing to scan there. Niram. Nirim is a terrestrial world with a thin atmosphere of methane and argon. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of basaltic rock. Its more prominent feature is the Elos Rift Valley, a long volcanic divergent zone that stretches across half the northern hemisphere. While scanning this planet, you detect a large deposit of titanium on a nearby moon. Cleansall is where we're going, so I'll hold off on that for the moment. Oh, there we go. I was wondering if there might be a glimmer here. Metallic asteroid. A metal-rich asteroid. Scans of the asteroid field revealed deposits of lithium. Happy to take that lithium. Grimar. Grimar is an icy terrestrial with a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and krypton. Its surface is mainly composed of frozen ammonia with deposits of tin and other light metals. When exposed to sunlight, Grimar's ammonia can melt, forming equatorial seas of the toxic chemical. This has allowed a profusion of simple fungus and lichens to evolve in the low-energy environment. A byproduct of their metabolism causes them to glow very faintly. While the light of an individual is insignificant, large patches seem to reinforce the light of one another and are visible from space. Which must be this, right? What we're seeing? I absolutely love that. Still, it's pretty cold there. And the last one is Raisha. Raisha is a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant with traces of sodium and ammonia in its atmosphere. During the brief gold rush to Cleansall, a few companies established an infrastructural for helium-3 skimming and deuterium. Oh my god, I'm terrible. Mining on Raisha's icy moons. When Cleansall proved to be less wealthy than expected, the facilities were stripped for parts and abandoned. Alright. We found a Turian insignia. Scans of the planet revealed an old unmanned shuttle. Your salvage team found the Turian goods on board, all marked with the Trident colony insignia. Alright. Don't know how many of those we've got, but a handful now, I would suspect. Cleansall has a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and ethane. Its first geological surveys were performed by Batarians and suggested areas of great mineral wealth. Somebody took them seriously, I bet. Human mining concerns spent billions of credits hustling to the distant system and sinking test boards to claim the system for humanity. Oh, when will people ever learn? The Batarians are just no good. But Cleansall had only an average level of mineral wealth, valuable but hardly worth the rush and expense. Meridia Industria, a small Mexican company hoping to strike it rich in their first extrasolar mining venture, had to file for bankruptcy protection. The investigation revealed the Batarian crew had deliberately falsified their survey. Surprise! Hoping it would encourage human rivals to invest in a costly boondoggle. While unethical, this was not technically illegal, and the Batarian government disavowed the personal actions of a few misguided patriots. Signed, in parentheses, anyone named Balak, basically. The planet is still littered with abandoned mining bases, which are often used as temporary meeting places for criminals. Alright, so yes, I wouldn't be surprised to find a crime lord here. Alright, and yes, I kind of need a biotic team here. We are going to start to make up the squad, I absolutely promise that soon. In fact, in one of my practice runs, I was shocked to find Colossus armor for Aquarian, so Tali, of course, and oh my god, I started running around with her, and that shotgun. She was basically unkillable. It was a lot of fun. I'm really kind of hoping that happens again. Alright, so here we are, Cleansall, and yeah, there'll be more work to do here, but I'm going to save that to the next episode. Alright, we'll pick up the story from right here next time.